Hi, I'm Alex, and this is Pucks and Paperbacks. In honor of back to school season, today I am bringing you 10 queer books set at school. In this video, I'm going to be recommending books that are set at college, high school, and middle school. My timestamps are always down below if you're looking for something specific and you just want to jump there. And as always, check my description for the book titles and links for you to buy them. Let's get started. Starting off with books set at college, because I feel like this is so rare. I don't read many books that are set at college that aren't smutty romance. So here are some of my picks if you're looking for a book set at college. First is one of my favorite books, We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This is set during winter break, following a girl named Marin who is sapphic, and she just is going through a lot of grief. And I think this was done so well, and it really just captures life at college. I love books that don't show college as a perfect experience, because that is not the case for many people, and I just love this book so much. And so if you have been looking to read a book set at college, I highly recommend this one. If this is the first time you're watching any of my book rec videos, I recommend these books so much, but I had to add them to this list because they're books set at college. Check Please is a graphic novel series following Biddy throughout his 4 years of college. He's a vlogger, and you get to actually see him in his dorm. These are some of my favorite books set at college. They are also a Killian, and we have a lot of talk about mental health and a lot of just pressure from parents, and I love this series so much. Next is Icebreaker by A.L. Graziadei, another book that I cannot stop recommending, but this is also set in a college dorm. Icebreaker also has conversations about mental health. Our main character, Mickey James III, he is starting his freshman year of college, and we get to see how his mental health impacts him. I loved this so much because I could see a lot of myself in Mickey and my college experience. This is so different because we get to see athletes in college and how different it is to be a hockey player in college. And we have these two freshman boys who want to be the first round pick in the NHL. It's a hate to love. There's a full queer cast. Mickey is bi, but he also identifies as pan. We have some polyamory, and it is just such a great book. So if you want to read a book set at college about mental health, I highly recommend this one. A comic book series set at college is The Avant-Gardes by Carly Goosen and Noah Hayes, and I love this series so much. It is about a girl named Charlie who is transferred from her college to a liberal arts college, and she doesn't want to play basketball anymore because of some things that have happened at her old school. But when this girl is pressuring her to be on the basketball team, she finally gives in. And I just love this series so much. It's so queer. Having a mediocre queer basketball team is everything, and I love this series so much. A novella set at college is Love Creekwood by Becky Abertali, set in the Simon universe. It's following a lot of the characters as they're at college. If you've been missing this universe and you want to read more about where the characters are, this is a perfect match. Personally, I thought this one was just fine, but I want to recommend it to you as an option if you still want to read books set at college and you like the Simon universe. I really liked seeing the cameos. It was a really nice treat just to read where all the characters are at. And my last book set at college is one that I haven't read in a long time, but I remember really enjoying it when I read it. This is the duology I Hate Everyone But You by Gabby Dunn and Allison Raskin. This book is told only in text messages, which I personally love. This follows two friends in their freshman year of college as they are both at different schools. This follows two different experiences in college. We have one friend who is pretty much an outcast and is struggling, and then we have another friend who is having a good time and partying and all of that. And so I really like what this book does. So if you're looking for a book that has two different experiences in college and just characters who are starting, there's also some mental health rep in this book, then you should pick this one up. I really wanted this video to focus on college book recs, but I have a few for high school and middle school, so let's get to those. Next, I have a book set at high school, and this is actually set at a boarding school, and this is The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. I recently read this and loved it. It is following Neil, who's a trans boy. He goes to a boarding school, and he has had a hookup with his childhood best friend, and when his childhood best friend confesses his love for him, he breaks things off. However, they are approaching spring break, and Neil has to leave to go to his brother's wedding, and the friend will also be there. So in Neil's mind, he decides to have his roommate take him, and we have a fake dating situation, also a hate to love, and just an angry trans boy, which I love so much. So if you've been craving a boarding school setting, I highly recommend this, and it just has so many great conversations about coming out and gender, and it is awesome. Another book set at high school really focuses on academics and academic pressure. This is You Asked for Perfect by Laura Silverman. This is one of my favorite underrated books. It has bisexual rep, Jewish rep, and we have a romance blossoming between the main character and a tutor. And it is just so great. If you're looking for a book about academic pressure, I highly recommend this one. This book is about academic pressure, and I really like the way it was done, but I want to also point out that it is about academic pressure and it can be a little stressful to read. So if you are able to read a book like that, I highly recommend this. I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people, and it is so underrated, and I had to include it in this video. And if you are in the mood for middle grade, or you have somebody that is going into middle school, I highly recommend Rick by Alex Gino. This is following Rick, who learns he is asexual, and it is him starting middle school. We also have some cameos from Melissa in the book Melissa by Alex Gino, and I really love this because I loved getting to see the characters from Melissa go to middle school, but also the conversations of coming out in middle school and finding yourself are so pure and great. I love this book. And then I also have The Science of Being Angry by Nicole Melleby, which is also set in middle school. And this has more of a school focus as we are following Joey, who is a triplet, and she is experiencing a lot of anger management, and she feels like she is alone, and she just feels like a burden. And in school, she is given a group project with her friend, and it is all about genetics. And with this, Joey decides to contact the donor that her parents used to make her and her siblings. And I love this book. It is great. It also has some hockey and ADHD rep, and I really enjoy the way that Joey's character was done, and I just really loved this book a lot. So those were the 10 queer books set at school. If you have just started school, let me know in the comments what you are doing. If you're still in high school, if you're in college, maybe what your majors are. Let's talk in the comments. And if you have any recommendations, leave them as well. I'm always looking for more queer books set at college, so if you have any of those, feel free to leave them in the comments. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on queer and trans books, feel free to hit subscribe, and giving this video a like really helps out my channel when you do so. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to do that as well. I will see you next time with another video. Bye.